Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for a little bit of time in Creative Sim, which is unusual for me, I think. But all right, so let's just have a little talk here, okay? So recently I decided to take a look at like my current Let's Plays. I say current really hesitantly, but I decided to look at the Let's Plays that I kind of had in flight. So if you guys are new here, I had started a cottage living Let's Play when cottage living came out, and I was like all into it. I loved it so much. I also started the solar system, the star sign legacy challenge. I did the solar system legacy challenge off camera actually. And then I also had an LP titled Cross My Heart. I had so many LPs that were active at the same time, and it became super overwhelming for me. But I also have kind of this enduring, I'm going to call it like an arm injury. I don't really know what it is. The thought was that it might be like tendonitis or something, which can kind of sort of come and go and lessen and worsen, really just depending on a million different things. And it's been a ride. So there was like this point in time where I had kind of pulled back from my LPs because I was like, I want to make sure that I can focus and use my arm for building, because I really love building. And that's mainly, not entirely, but like that's mainly why people are here in the first place, are for my builds. So I decided to dedicate the time to building and using my arm very sparingly, I suppose you could say, to make sure that I could focus on builds. And what ended up happening is I was pulled away from my LPs for so long, and it was so difficult for me to try to get back into them. And I want to like talk about that, which is why we're doing a Creative Sim in the first place, because I really want to do LPs. I like them so much. They're really fun for me, and I use The Sims as like this storytelling medium, like a lot of us do. A lot of us Simmers do that, and I do a lot of it off camera, but I like doing it on camera for you guys as well, because I think it's really fun to kind of engage in, I'll say like real time with a story and be able to actually show you the day-to-day of like a Sim and their story and what they're up to. So I really enjoy it, and I really want to get back into it, but it was just so overwhelming. I just felt as though I couldn't get back into the stories I was telling, not because I didn't like them. I want to make that clear. It's not because I didn't like them. It is because I want the stories to be meaningful. I want them to be valuable, and I want them to make sense. I don't just want to like pull things out of thin air and try to make it work. I get very focused on the story once it starts developing, and when I feel as though I don't either know where it's going, or if I don't know if the Sims just like that they're not at this point in their lives to move to this next step of the story, I sometimes struggle on how to like fill in that gap, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about the LPs, because I've basically made the decision to completely bank them for right now. So the Star Sign Legacy Challenge, Cross My Heart, and my Cottage Living LP are officially banked. They're done. I'm calling it. They're in a playlist with some other retired LPs and challenges. Basically like the bin of things I never finished. Which, I don't know, I feel like it's so common for Simmers too. There are so many Simmers that don't complete LPs for, whatever reason. I don't know. People have their reasons, and I have my reasons. But it's been a bit of a struggle. And I had a recommendation over on the community tab when I announced this. And someone basically said, like, you might want to try just like playing vanilla. Like, play vanilla light even, was what I was thinking, which is essentially when you just use very minimal custom content or mods. Now, my plan, if I make this into an LP, if this Sim becomes part of an LP, which was the thought when I made her in the first place, but if that is what happens, we went very vanilla light. So I did use like a nose preset on her and a lip preset, and then I had like a skin overlay, which isn't a huge deal. But as for like making her outfits and everything else, like her hair, any other skin details or accessories, it's all just in game. It's all vanilla. So we went very vanilla light on this Sim. And if I do end up using her for some form of LP, it's going to be not very story driven at all. We're just going to play the game and explore things, because that's one of my favorite things to do. I do that a lot off camera and it turns into a story, but that's actually, I have a legacy called the Lamarck Legacy off camera. I posted a lot on Tumblr, and my goal was to just explore careers and aspirations that I hadn't explored before. That's kind of how it started. And it became very story driven over time because my Sims made relationships and things happen in their lives. And I just start making up that story in my head because it makes it so much more engaging to me. But that was my goal with that legacy. And I think it would be kind of fun to just like play the game with you all. I've done maybe 1 or 2 current household videos before, but again, those are kind of story driven too, because I like to have a story when I'm playing The Sims, even on my own. So anyway, that is pretty much why we're here. That's why we're making this sim in the first place. And I really liked her. She ends up having, I give her the painter extraordinaire aspiration, I believe. And I don't know, I just think that she is a very like laid back sim. You can see her style is very cozy. And I end up naming her Marley. And that's as far as we get here. So if she becomes an LP, great. But that is pretty much it for the video. I hope you'll enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed just me talking with you or at you, and I'll catch you next time I post a video. Bye.